Are you a goal setter? Do you want to be a goal getter? Goal Getting Don't Just Set 'em, Get 'em will provide you with proven techniques and skills to set goals for successful goal achievement and to replace negative goal-killing programming with positive goal-getting oriented thoughts so you can get the goals you set. I'd like to thank my friend, Mark Sentinger, for providing today's theme music, Baccarat. You can check out more of Mark's work at marksentinger.com. Hey, goal getters, welcome to Goal Getting Podcast. This is Tony Woodall, your host, and I'm glad you're here. I appreciate you listening to the show. Today we're going to be talking about goals and how to set goals and some of the scientific evidence behind the Goal Getting Don't Just Set 'em, Get 'em program. What are some of your goals? A lot of people I've heard have goals like I do. One of my goals is obviously this podcast, which you're listening to, so I've achieved that goal. So I have other goals that I'm also working on. One of the goals that I'm working on is to become a better speaker. When you're recording a podcast, it's amazing how I can stand up in front of an audience and speak fairly clearly and fairly well and do a good job. And then when I sit down at a mic in front of my computer and start talking to you guys, I sometimes start tensing up and have to start over and over again because I just don't feel like I'm doing a great job at speaking some days. But my goal to help improve that is to become a better public speaker. Now, public speaking, if you didn't know, and you may have a terrible fear of public speaking. If you do, don't feel alarmed because according to most studies, it's the number one fear that people have. Jerry Seinfeld actually has this great quote that I heard once. It says, according to most study, people's number one fear is public speaking. Number two is death. Death is number two. Does that sound right? This means to the average person, if you go to a funeral, you're better off in the casket than doing the eulogy. So that's kind of funny that, more people are afraid of public speaking than they are dying. And dying, the fear of death is actually a very strong, powerful fear that, helps to, negate a lot of the goal setting that people do is that fear of death. They get afraid of, a lot of things, but the fear of public speaking is the number one fear that most people say they have. And, I used to have that fear, but I've done a lot of public speaking in my life and have gotten over a good portion of that. I actually enjoy speaking in public. I don't always do it the best or as well as I would like to. That's why I decided I wanted to become a better public speaker. And I joined Toastmasters International, and if you have a fear of public speaking, you really should check out a Toastmasters club somewhere near you. I'm going to post the link to the Toastmasters International website, and they have a Find a Club Near You link on there that you can go to and find a club in your area that will help you work on your fear of public speaking and or becoming a better speaker. I highly encourage it. We have one at my office and a private club, and it's really great to be able to work together with coworkers and friends. But if you don't have that, find a club near you and go check that out. So I'm going to have a link to that on our show notes. So please go check those out on the website, and you'll be able to find a location for you. Now, we did a special event at our Toastmasters Club, a speech marathon, because we were trying to get everybody to do more speaking and get an opportunity to do that. So we had just a regular club meeting that we made a speech marathon. We had so much interest in it in the Toastmasters members that we actually had it over a 2-night period, 2 weeks in a row. So that shows the power of that. People are growing and learning to speak, and it's amazing some of the transformations of people and their abilities to speak, their skills that they've acquired during that, but even just getting over that fear of public speaking they had to begin with. So I am going to give you a sample of one of my speeches that I recently did at that speech marathon. The title of my speech was, I Want to Be a Rock Star, 4 Keys to Rocking Out Your Goal Setting. And the basis of that was, hearing a young child say, when I grow up, I want to be a rock star. And we all have different goals that we had. And that was actually one of my goals as a kid, was to be a rock star. And you'll hear more about that in the speech. But the whole purpose of the speech is not about being a rock star, but it's about, scientific evidence that actually proves that there are certain things that you can do, things that are part of our goal-getting, don't just set them, get them program, that are scientifically proven to give you a greater opportunity and a greater chance of success at achieving your goals. So that's what the speech is going to be about. So I really want you to, listen to it. And, if you have comments or questions or anything, please go to our website, goalgettingpodcast.com. Leave us a comment. We certainly would appreciate interacting with you on your goals. Let me know what some of your goals are and see if we can't help you achieve those goals. So sit back and listen to I Want to Be a Rock Star, 4 keys to rocking out your goal setting.
When I grow up, I want to be a rock star.
All right. How many of y'all wanted to be a rock star when you were a kid? I know I did. I got that screaming red guitar on my 12th birthday, and I just rocked. I strummed it and played it and tried to become a rock star, but as you can tell, I did not become the rock star I wanted to be. But if you could have a 42% greater chance of getting the job that you want, would you take that chance? If you had a 42% chance, a greater opportunity to achieve a goal that you wanted, would you take that chance? Well, today, I'm going to share with you 4 scientifically proven steps that you can take that'll give you a better chance of being the rock star of the goals that you want to set. In 1953, Yale University did a study and found that of 3% of the graduating class, after 20 years, they had a 10% higher income level than the others because they had written their goals down. You'll hear that said and talked about at many speeches by motivational speakers. I heard it all through my life from various motivational speakers, very well-known ones, and I actually used it myself in some of my motivational and goal speaking that I did. But, as they say, 87.4% of statistics are made up. That was too. There had never been a study at Harvard or Yale or any of those major universities. Not one. However, until 2007, when Dr. Gail Matthews at the Dominican University in San Rafael, California, right across the bay here, she said, somebody's got to do a real study of that because I want to find out if it's actually true. So she and her team of researchers tested 4 key beliefs in goal setting. She got a group together, 5 different groups. The first group, she got together and said, I want you people to think about your goals that you want to achieve over the next 4 weeks. Think about it. She went to the next group, said, I want you to write down your goals that you want to achieve over the next 4 weeks. She went to the next group, group number 3, and said, I want you to write your goals down, and I want you to set an action plan for those goals. She went to the next group and said, I want you to write your goals down, I want you to set an action plan, and I want you to get a friend that's very supportive and send those goals and that action plan to your friends. And group number 5, she said, I want you to write your goals down. I want you to also set an action plan. I want you to find a supportive friend and send them those goals and that action plan. But I want you to also do a weekly progress report of how you're doing in those goals and send that along with that to your supportive friends. So they did. 4 weeks later. 4 weeks later, they all convened back in the college and research lab, and they got together, and I'm going to pass this out. We'll pass those down. They came back to find out what exactly happened with their goals. So I want you to look at this chart here, because this is very telling. Group number 1, who wrote or didn't write anything down, all they did was think about what they wanted to achieve, did okay. The second group had a much better chance. Those who wrote their goals down improved and achieved more of their goals. The third group, with the action plan and writing their goals down, increased theirs not as much as we would have expected that to happen, but they did pretty well. Group number 4, this is where we get into some super effect that you need to pay attention to. These are one of the biggest skills you can have. But group number 4, they not only wrote their goals down, they also set an action plan, and they found a supportive friend that they could send these to and talk with. And you see they had a massive increase over the others. The group number 5, this is where you see a really big increase from group number 1, who didn't do anything but think about their goals. Group number 5, again, the folks who added, along with writing their goals down, along with creating an action plan, along with having a supportive friend, they also did weekly progress reports and sent those to their friends. That particular group increased their chances of achieving their goals and achieved more goals by following those steps. The conclusion of Dr. Matthews' study was an empirical evidence that doing these things, these 4 habits, will give you a greater chance of achieving your goals. So, as I said, I'm going to go over those 4 items with you. Number 1, write your goals down. Write clearly defined written goals. Don't necessarily mean typing them into a computer, though that works. That's what these guys did. They typed it into a survey. Anytime you can get it into a written form, that will help. Number 2, create an action plan. Goals without an action are just a wish. Really, it's not anything that you're ever going to accomplish. Number 3 is, or 2, 3 is have an accountability partner. Have a mentor. Napoleon Hill in Think and Grow Rich said one of the top 2 success factors of all the people that he interviewed was they had a mastermind group where 2 or more people got together of like mind to share ideas and to cheer each other on. So, have an accountability partner. And number 4, measure your progress. There's a famous saying, Tom Peters, I believe, is the first person I heard quote it, what gets measured gets done. So doing these 4 things will greatly improve your chances of success, and you can then be a rock star of all your goals and dreams. Have a great day.
Thank you, Tony.
Thank you. I hope you enjoyed that speech. It was a fun night. We had a great time listening to 6 wonderful Toastmasters in our group speaking. I was just one of those 6, and it was really fun. Hopefully you'll go out and visit a Toastmasters club near you, get involved, learn how to be a better public speaker, learn how to overcome your fear of public speaking if that's one of your fears. I think Toastmasters has been very helpful in that for me. I love to speak in front of crowds. I have a harder time sitting here in front of a mic talking most of the time. So it is something you should look forward to. I will put the information on the study from Dr. Gail Matthews on our show notes. So if you'll go to goalgettingpodcast.com and episode star, you'll be able to get a copy of that study and see more about it. The study itself is very important because it does give us empirical evidence that if you follow steps that are important to successful goal achievement, you will have a higher likelihood of achieving those goals. That's what we're all about here at the Goal Getting Podcast, is successful goal achievement, setting goals and getting the goals we set. So you have a great day. I hope everything works for you well today. Give me an email and let me know what we can do to help you. go to our show notes at goalgettingpodcast.com, fill out a comment, let us know how things are going, how we're doing, how we can help you, what goals you have, and what some of your difficulties are. If you will enter your email, we'll be glad to send you a copy of my new ebook, 9 Steps to Successful Goal Achievement, that will give you specific steps that you can take to be more successful in your goal achievement. And that includes the 4 that we talked about in that speech there. So have a great day. Thank you for listening. If you would go to iTunes and give us an honest review, I would appreciate it. You have a great day, and we'll talk to you next week. Hello, goal getters. I want to thank you for listening. This is Tony Woodall, your host of the Goal Getting Podcast. What I would like to do today is I need to ask you a question and get some information from you, get some feedback. I typically have been doing these shows with, just me talking, going over goal setting ideas, tips, motivation, things to help you overcome, some of the negative feelings and thoughts and beliefs that we may have in our subconscious mind, and how to replace those with positive, success-oriented, goal-achieving thoughts and beliefs. But I was listening to Tim Ferriss of the 4-Hour Work Week fame and the Tim Ferriss podcast fame. And on one of our webinars we were having, he was talking about how and why he uses interviews on his show. And that's because a lot of people want to learn from other people as well. And it also helps him learn. One of the things I would like to find out from the audience, from you, from my listeners, is what do you want? I'm here to serve you, to help you achieve your goals. Would you be interested in having interviews from other people, successful people who have achieved certain goals? What type of goals and what type of people would you like to listen to? Who would you like to find out, information from and how they achieve their goal, or what are some of the steps that they use in goal setting? I know one of the people that would probably be good to have on here, besides Tim Ferriss, obviously, would be Michael Hyatt. Michael Hyatt teaches a great goal-getting program or goal-setting program, an achievement program at the beginning of every year. Great seminar that he teaches, a webinar. I've been part of that, listened to that this past year. Also, Tim Ferriss, obviously. Who would you like to speak with? John Lee Dumas is one of my mentors in podcasting. He has just done a phenomenal job of achieving his goal that he set for podcasting. Somebody who didn't know anything about podcasting is now a podcasting expert. So let me know who you would like to talk with or listen to or find out information with. Go to our website, goalgettingpodcast.com. Fill in, on the show notes here for this episode. Find out or fill out the comments. Let me know who you want to speak or hear from, ask questions to, and who do you want to find out about how they did their goals and how they achieved their goals. Again, this is Tony Woodall, the host of Goal Getting Podcast. I'm asking you for a favor. If you would go to the comments section of this episode and let me know what your thoughts are. Have a great day.